Breathe. Breathe deep. Relax.
Patrick Jordan. Jordan said he and collaborators Dave Mansueto and Pete Spinda initially expected a shorter run.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? How are you? Welcome. This is Alone Together Pittsburgh. We are here streaming at you live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Here we are, episode 164, week 54, I believe. Is it 54, Dave?
Yeah!
That's right. Okay, so we are here. In normal times, I ran Bare Bones Productions. I still do, but we can't perform right now. So we are here doing Alone Together Pittsburgh. Dave, Pete, and I are here embarking on year 2. This is what's happening right now. And don't forget about Bunny. Bunny's here too. But thank you for joining us. If it's your first time, we started the show as a way to keep people connected, keep a sense of community going, and we continue right now. Before we get into more things, ticking below me right now is our Venmo. It is @TogetherPGH. If you could kick in a couple of bucks, we would greatly appreciate it. I'm not going to probably hit that thing home as many times as I should, but any money goes a really long way, whether it's $1, $2, $3, doesn't matter. If you give $500 or more, you get to be a guest on the show. That's what I'm talking about. That's American right there. So anyway, that said, we wouldn't be doing the show if it wasn't a pandemic. So just to get this out of the way, the COVID numbers in Allegheny County, we go through them every night. Yesterday was like 500, and I was kind of freaking out internally and outward a little bit. They've gone down. They still suck, but they are better than yesterday. It was 283 today. So one thing that we can do that we're in control of, keep wearing your masks, keep social distancing, keep washing your hands, and the mask goes over your nose. What else do you need me to say? Let's just get all this out of the way. Is there anything I'm forgetting? Dave, Pete? Right. I didn't forget anything.
I don't know.
I
think people after a year, should know how to wear a mask.
You would think so, man. But I had, what did you call the nose out of the mask?
Dick nose.
The dick nose. I had a dick nose at my house yesterday, man. So I'm just saying, people still don't know. There was like literally
like something
a guy knocked on the door. Was just sitting at there. It was like 8:15 in the morning. Just as a schnoz was hanging over his mask, and I was just like, I'm not opening the door till you cover your nose. But like, come on, it's crazy. Even if you've gotten the vaccine, if you've gotten one dose, whatever, you got to keep wearing your mask, man. It's just a thing. Just keep wearing your mask. That's all. All right. So don't be a jag. Put on a mask. And you know what? For the first time in year 2, let's hear from Bruce Springsteen.
Put on a fucking mask.
Mansueto's on the gun. Anyway, we got a great show lined up for you tonight. Lauren Gashinski is here again from Night Lifeline. That was a deep coffee swallow, Pete. And obviously, it's Thursday night. Wouldn't be Thursday without finding out what Kate ate with Chef Kate Romane herself. And looking from the pictures, it's going to be some good stuff this week. Before we jump into that, we have something for you. Brought to you from Engine House 25 Winery, one of our sponsors. They are sponsoring our Lil Jag-Off poll. That's right. It is the Jag-Off. We come up with a different thing, usually Pittsburgh-centric, definitely COVID-centric, every night for the show. The in-show poll tonight is tailored by Lauren and Kate. So, Dave, I'm going to give this over to you.
Should I even do it? Or should they do it? Or does that spoil the surprise?
You know what? I don't know. It's your call. Dealer's choice, Dave.
All right, I'm just gonna throw the graphic up. I'm bringing out the crew. We'll pretend and then we have to pretend like we're surprised again when they show up later. You ready for this?
Okay. This is good.
I wasn't ready.
I'm gonna keep the music up though, okay?
He's gonna keep the music up. Okay. If you're wondering, that's Lauren Gashinski in the middle.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lauren Gashinski and Chef Kate Romane have joined us briefly to tell us all about this fantastic jag-off. Let them bring forth unto this day, this very day of COVID. 1 year and 45 days awaiting the great pandemic. We'll all be stuck when the shots rain from the sky into our bloodstreams and we go back to life. But until then, what do you miss most about the weekends? Lauren, Kate, what do you think?
Talk them through it, guys.
All right. Happy hours on Friday night. You're going out for meeting your friends, oyster bubbles, get things started right after your work day. That's always a nice way to start your weekend, right?
Lauren, number 2.
Number 2, when you want to get thrown around a little and feel alive, you head to the mosh pit. Sometimes you expected to be there and sometimes you didn't.
That's the perfect description of a mosh pit. I just was taken back to one where I did not expect it to happen. Lauren, give me C. Give me number 3.
Yeah, leaving the club at dawn. You danced all night, and the sun is your cue to go home.
All right.
Or you end up going to Ritter's because the night's got to keep going, and you're having a grilled cheese with pickles at 4 a.m. or 5 or 6 at Ritter's. So which one? Well, that's always a good time.
Voting starts now for you Facebook people. Thank you, Lauren and Kate. Now get the hell out of here. People at home, pretend this never happened. Patrick, take over.
All right, well, I'm here right now. I want to tell you a little bit about the sponsor of the Little Jag-Off poll, Engine House 25. That's right. If you go to eh25.com, you can find the entire selection of wines that they have. You can find the hours that they're doing it. They're doing curbside. They are doing home delivery for free during the pandemic. And if you tell them at Engine House 25 Winery that you found out about them through Alone Together Pittsburgh, you get $5 off per bottle. So whatever it is on the menu, you can take $5 off of that. If you buy a case, you're going to save $60. So that's some fast math from your friend Patrick. So go to eh25.com. I cannot recommend these wines enough. I can also recommend that you look at last Thursday's show where Dwayne Reeder, there was a sommelier. It was great. We did a blind wine tasting.
Oh, we were blind, all right.
We ended blind. The first hour is just perfect streaming television or for your internet, whatever you call it. The second hour starts to get sloppy, but that third hour, I'm telling you right now, don't watch it. You don't need to watch that. But it is fantastic. Engine House 25. Thanks for being a sponsor. Go to eh25.com, find out the rest, and we're going to be checking in on that poll periodically as the night goes on. Dave, Pete, is there anything you wanted to chat about, or you want to just get to the show? I mean, what are you feeling today?
I think you should just get to the show.
I agree. Bunny, what do you think?
What do you think? Bunny? What's up, Bunny?
I can't believe Bunny just moved. That's free. Well, anyway, the surprise. Let's see how well you guys can act at home, because let me tell you who's going to be on the show tonight. It's going to be fantastic. Well, you just saw Lauren. Okay, she's from Night Lifeline. It's an emergency relief fund for nightlife workers. From table to the stage. As you guys know, that hospitality workers, live entertainment workers, they have been working tirelessly to just make the ends meet and keep this going. And Night Lifeline gives them just that, a lifeline. We're going to find out more about that from a committee member, Lauren Gashinski. Lauren, what's happening?
Hello.
How you doing? I'm glad you made it here on time.
Yeah.
Yes, you just got here.
I just got here. I just flew in on my broom.
That's fantastic. I'm telling you right now, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That broom,
the magic of internet and the magic of being a witch.
That's right. What are you cracking open there, Lauren?
Water.
All I saw was
to stay hydrated. Yeah.
Good. I'm on water too. I think is this a dry show tonight? Pete?
Is it?
Kate's drinking tea. Well, anyway.
I don't know. I do have a little just handy in case I need it.
I've got one over there. I've got one in arm shot too. I haven't opened it yet, but I
haven't opened it yet either, but I got a beer.
Drinking tonight. Oh,
What's
shit.
that? I can drink.
Pete's back on the sauce?
Oh, Pete's been on the sauce.
I've been on the sauce. I've dabbled.
Pete never left.
Last week.
He was at the wine tasting, Kate.
I know you
Yeah.
were last week, but I didn't know if this was like
Gotta get back up. Like I go every Thursday, wagon. Call Thursday the wagon day. Wednesday's hump day. Thursday's the wagon day. That's Pete's dry day.
I was good for 5 months, and then last week broke me. We did the wine tasting, and then Friday I had to finish the bottle, and then Saturday I had to have the other bottle. Sunday I had to have the other bottle. So
well, you know what, man? It's year 2 of Alone Together. I think we're gonna break some rules. Why don't we? Lauren's got such a fascinating topic that actually concerns all of us.
Yeah.
Why don't we all just sit in and we'll let Lauren take the reins here, talk a little bit about the Nightlife line, and then we'll all just kind of chime in as needed.
Yeah, let's chat.
Let's chat. Let's talk. So, Lauren, tell me a little bit about what's going on here, and honestly, what you guys are doing to help people, and what people can do to help you.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, everyone on this call, we're all in this ecosystem together, right? Like when we think about nightlife and entertainment, like you said, it's from the table to the stage. So whether you're a bartender, a server, a security guard, a sound tech, a promoter, a DJ, like we were all in this together before COVID, and we're still all in it together now. And over the past year, I feel like, this industry has worked harder in some ways than it did before, just to kind of, stay alive, to be really honest. And people have been doing such amazing advocacy work to get, money for venues to stick around. Hopefully that's going to start to come through with a little bit of help. People have just been doing tons of work to help one another with mutual aid. And at this point, when we kind of look at the need that's happening in Pittsburgh, workers themselves have been the ones helping everybody else. And like, they've been doing that for a year, and it's pretty clear that they all need a big lift. And that's just, to help get them through this last leg of the pandemic. But I think it's also going to be something that we are going to need for a while, because the live entertainment and hospitality industry is going to take a long time to come back fully. And people are just super hurting. So we created this fund called Night Lifeline, which is a partnership between hospitality and entertainment workers. We have some amazing committee members, everyone from Sarah Namorato, who's helping to back this, to Pittsburgh Restaurant Workers Aid, the Pittsburgh chapter of NEVA, the National Independent Venue Association, which I'm on. It's a whole mix of folks here volunteering our time to try to raise money to help our coworkers. And yeah, we are hoping to hit $250,000, which would allow us to support, I think, 500 nightlife workers. And I think between even the 4 of us, we know 500 nightlife workers that are hurting right now. So folks can go to nightlifeline.org. They can donate. We're a 501c3. We can accept charitable donations, large and small. And yeah, help a nightlife worker get through the next couple of months. That's my spiel.
That's a great spiel, and you're a pro for getting it in there. People are firing up. James McNeil says, "Bravo, Lauren." Casey McGill said, "Check out the website, nightlifeline.org." Was there something? Did it already pass? Was there a match that was going on for a couple? Was that yesterday? Did it already pass? That somebody was putting some matching dollars?
Like a double.
USBG, yeah, we were calling make it a double. USBG was matching up to $2,500 yesterday. We will have more matching funds to come. And if you work for a company that would like to do a matching fund, please give us a call. You can message us even on Instagram at @NightLifelinePGH. We're here to answer any inquiries about how you can help.
Absolutely. So as far as things go, right? Well, you were talking about this before, about even when venues open, they're not going to be at capacity. I mean, are you solid on the governor came out with a report, I think it was last week, and it kind of, I don't know if I misread it. I reread it a million times, and I felt like it was kind of contradicting itself. It was like April 4th, 75% capacity for theater, for this, for that, but live events, 25% capacity. See you later.
Yeah.
It's just like what so I don't know what that meant. I've been asking everybody. I don't know if you've come up with anything. Did you know? Because I didn't. I was like
all-
rereading, and I'm like, oh, maybe they just left out a couple of words, and they meant up until then everything's at 25 for indoor and 50 for outdoor.
There's a lot of confusion around this. I mean, I would personally always recommend people kind of veer on the safe side, until we're really in the clear. But what I can say is that, with all due respect to our elected officials, I think that there is just a very deep misunderstanding of how this industry works. And the fact that even if you want to separate, restaurants and live performance and things like that, they all happen in the same space. Oftentimes a restaurant is a performance venue by the sheer nature of how it has to make money. So these spaces are very blended, and our audiences are super blended. So you really can't splice and dice them into these little categories and think, that even these restrictions are going to specifically apply and hold. Really, it'd be nice if it was a little bit more comprehensive, and allowed, all of us to get on the same page, which is, I think, what we've all been naturally doing, talking to each other behind the scenes. But it would help the public to really understand how this industry works if we had a bit of consistency across these guidelines.
Funny you say that. My theater is physically in the same structure as a restaurant, so it's crazy. And Kate, Romane, what are you thinking about this?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I think the Nightlife line is an excellent. It gets, thank you for their work on that, because it gets so many people direct funds. So that's really cool. I mean, I was so confused. We've just kind of let go of it. I mean, thankfully, we do open up our kitchen to have people in it, but we're going to wait until the fall, see how this shakes out in the summertime, and see how the venues that we work, I have Black Radish Kitchen, and we are an events company. We do catering mostly. We're going to see how it shakes out with a lot of our partner venues and see how they, try and interpret this whole thing. But it's hard. It's like you said. I mean, it's everyone interpreting that very convoluted information and trying to make the best decision for their clients, for their staff, for their, for everybody involved. And it's just one more bump in that road that makes it more complicated and more choices that are exhausting every time you have to make them, right?
Yeah,
it's hard. It's I've had to start the engines and stop them so many times right now. I'm hesitant to get things moving. But before we get past this, Lauren, you have been working pretty much tirelessly since the beginning of this thing. So I would just to wax your car for a second. But even before Nightlife Line was the thing, you have been kind of at the forefront of this from the beginning. So I just want to, on behalf of everybody, thank you.
Thanks
Sure.
for that nod. I appreciate it.
Sure.
Big shout out to, there's lots of other folks I could name at this point that have been working on this, but big shout out to all the Pittsburgh folks behind the National Independent Venue Association, our Pittsburgh chapter, and our Pennsylvania chapter. We did a lot of work to help get that small venue operators grant come through. That's just about to be released, and I'm really proud of everybody.
I'm thrilled. Pete, did you have some questions?
I wanted, so in the past week, you guys have raised upwards of $30,000+ now, right?
Yeah.
So is that, that's mostly grassroots fundraising? I know that, you mentioned earlier that there were some matching opportunities.
That 30 has been all small donations, and I think now it's time to kick it up into the next gear. It would be really great to work with any kind of larger sponsors or companies that would love to do matching funds so we can get to the finish line.
Are you, go ahead, Pete.
No, go for it. If you could.
I was going to say, is there, obviously it's as much as you can raise, but are you shooting for a specific goal?
Yeah, 250,000 would allow us to support 500 workers.
Wow.
I think the interesting thing about this is that a lot of people, there are a lot of people that work full-time in the event industry, but there's a lot of people that work part-time in the event industry. Yep. And I think that oftentimes gets overlooked. People maybe who didn't lose their day job, but maybe lost their night job, that made a fair bit of their income by, because we're all hustling, every one of us on the screen right now has multiple jobs at all times. And, to be able to get unemployment maybe for one thing, or but you lose all that other income for the other thing. I think stuff like this is really important. And there have been very few resources for artists. I mean, there have been a few different projects out there that have raised money for independent artists, but this seems like it's kind of a game changer in that sense, because it's a pretty ambitious goal. But again, in a week, you've already raised, almost, a fifth of that. So that's amazing.
And there's so many people to help. Like 1 out of 10 workers in Allegheny County are within this like umbrella of hospitality and entertainment. Like that number alone, I just want that to sink in for people. And also this fund is available to people within Allegheny County. We didn't want to say, if you live in Millvale, you can't, access this fund. I mean, Mr. Smalls is in Millvale. If you work at a restaurant in Wilkinsburg or in Braddock, you should be able to access this fund. We tried to really make it as inclusive as possible. And for folks that are, thinking that they might need this help, just some key points, like the application will open on March 31st. We're doing rolling applications, and we'll probably be rolling these out in phases. As soon as we raise enough money, we'll go through another round of applications. And these are need-based. So, we tried to make the application as easy and as accessible as possible. We really want to help people that are in desperate need right now. But even if you're kind of, not feeling so great, we still recommend that you apply, because, as we roll through the funds, we'll release them on a need basis. And there's definitely a priority for people of color, LGBTQ, folks with disabilities, single parents, undocumented workers. We're really encouraging folks, from the entire spectrum of life to really think about this fund for themselves and apply if they think they need the help.
And it's not just performers, right? It goes beyond that.
It's all workers. Artists are workers. Artists are a labor force, just like security guards are a labor force. And, in pre-COVID times, we all work together anyway to make this industry happen. So that's why this fund is inclusive of everybody.
And I thought I think you're ready to go before just any panel firing squad in the planet right now, because your opening pitch basically hit every question I was going to ask, and you were done in like 45 seconds. So now I'm just like, so what kind of broom did you fly in on? Oh,
yeah. Woo, that broom has seen a lot of miles. Oh my gosh. It's pretty haggard at this point, but it still works.
But do you find that, I'm sure I probably know the answer to this, but do you find that it's still kind of it's kind of amazing to me that people don't realize what entertainment does, right? And entertainment, I count restaurants in that, like stuff that you do and what goes into it. Like from my perspective, okay, somebody goes to a concert, they see a band or they see a DJ, they go to a play, they see the show, they think that's all it is. They see what they see on the stage is what it is. They don't think about the lighting in the place. They don't think about the sound in the place, who laid out the thing. I mean, it's a whole economy unto itself. And people don't realize, what is it like? It's one of the biggest. I mean, I had these numbers and I've totally blanked on them right now, but just like that I use on a daily basis, that what the entertainment industry brings to an economy in a town, in a city.
So there's the, for every dollar spent on a music show or an event generates $12 in your neighborhood. That's a pretty standard number that's come across in the last couple of years.
Wow. So if you look at it like that, I mean, it's just, I know is it, what do we need? I mean, this right now, obviously you can help directly right now with Nightlife Line. You can get in for that. But is there more lobbying that needs to get done to make this more if you're going to make, people are saying Pittsburgh, no matter, depending on what you're reading, is the most livable city or whatever. How can you make that case to let people know that this is kind of what people are coming here for?
Yeah, definitely. I would suggest folks can reach out to us at the Pittsburgh NEVA chapter. I'll put it, I don't know if I can put it in the chat or send it to you guys to put it on because I don't have our email handy, because I wasn't expecting to pitch that one. But for larger advocacy efforts around nightlife and entertainment, I can definitely send over, 1 or 2 emails that you can contact, and also maybe some recommendations for state reps that you should be writing, and even some local people. To really advocate for how important nightlife and entertainment is to Pittsburgh and for you, for your daily life and your well-being. Obviously, as we start to open up again, the ability to experience community and culture and music along with like good food and beverage together, like it's going to be necessary it was always necessary for our mental health, but I mean, we really need it. And we need these industries to have resources to do it safely. So I'll send that information to you later if you can share it.
And again, I mean, I know
I can advocate on our behalf.
That'd be awesome. And I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but these people that we're talking about, all these organizations, these venues, these entertainment, everything, they were already working at a razor thin margin a year and a half ago. You know what I mean? Nobody is basically like setting up ready to retire with their 50-seat venue. You know what I mean? It's just there's a love and there's something to do this. Even restaurants that are banging aren't making 100% profit. You know what I mean? Right. So after everything's paid. So just remember that when this go ahead.
Sorry. Well, the conversation got me thinking about, and it's something I actually haven't thought about in a while, and I feel like an asshole now. But like the people that like I would pay to like flyer for me, and put my posters up around town, or the people, who wore the bar backs at the venues I was using that I would tip, on the regular. Like it's like, I don't know, maybe it's a year removed now, so like it feels kind of foreign in a way. But like, now I'm like, man, like I wonder where those folks are right now, because I know a lot of those people those were side hustles. Sorry, I'm always thinking about side hustles because like I feel like I've always, we're always juggling multiple, whether it's DJing or curating or producing or consulting, it's always kind of this gap in, there's people that like I would hire to work the door or like that. Man, it's like really kind of hitting home now. Like, where the fuck are they after a year of like not having that? And that's generally like, I don't know. You're not making millions doing those, any of these jobs really.
But it's a hustle.
Yeah.
I mean, and the scary thing, I mean, what's good about this really coming now is that I think that kind of understanding of the amount of people it takes to produce your dinner or your live show or your night out at the club, people don't know that. They don't need to know that, but like right now we do need to keep those people in mind, because as we try and open up, trying to bring all those people back when they feel like they haven't been supported for this whole year, except by their coworkers and like programs like this and the mutual aid, it's going to be harder for us to produce good things again without having all of those different pieces come back into play. And we're just so fragmented. And that's what scares me about.
There's a big worry right now about like a permanent loss of a workforce and like a skilled workforce, because this kind of work takes years to sort of, get your feet fully firm in it. It's an industry that's constantly shape shifting. And if you're a person that figured out how to be really effective, you're incredibly valuable. And there's not like some easy transference. And a lot of people have tried to move on to different sectors because they're just trying to survive. A lot of people have moved out of Pittsburgh that I know are super skilled workers in this field. And as we open up, we need them.
People have gone on to other jobs that then they're not going to come back. You know what I mean? Like it takes a long time to put a team together. That you trust, that you want to work with, that you want to do all of these things. Then this thing happened, and it's kind of like, I like people have left the city, people have left the workforce. It's kind of like a weird, I don't want to liken it to like, the late 70s, 80s when, kind of mills and industry closed here and everybody just kind of scattered and went and did other things. But we're supposed to be coming back, and what are we coming back to?
Right. Yeah. Especially if we're doing it at a limited capacity when we come back too, because then you're like, as a restaurant, like as a bartender or, a waiter or waitress, like a server in general, like going back and working for a fraction of what you were making before when you were already working so hard just to get by. And then you're like, well, instead of having, 10 tables right now, I've got 3, and like, how do you manage on that? How do you live off of that? Like, there's a lot of like variables, and the whole unemployment system isn't necessarily easy to navigate either. Cause it's like, if you're collecting unemployment and you make more than $150 a week, then you start digging into your benefits. And then you're like, well, my benefits are already really only not even 2/3 of what I was making before. And then if it's multiple, it's like the math.
It's an avalanche.
It's an avalanche. It's an avalanche. Yeah. It's not a simple problem.
It's like you pull a thread, but you're trying to bungee jump with it.
Yeah. And
think about that visual.
That this city hasn't prioritized any of these people to be vaccinated too. I know this is like kind of an uncomfortable subject,
Key.
but
No, this is key. Thank you for saying
you know,
that.
it's like everybody wants to be back there. Like we want to be back. You know, if you love service industry and you love what you do, you still want to be back, even though it's hard and we've all been through the ringer this year. But to ask everybody to also come back after not being supported, making less money, navigating the unemployment situation, and then not prioritizing them as a need to be vaccinated for their own safety, again, it's no wonder that everyone is having trouble restaffing their establishments. I mean, who wants to put themselves in that spot, you know?
Right. And
This
you
is
know what?
such a good point. Really quick, I just like to bounce off of that, Kate. Like, thanks for mentioning that, because if Pittsburgh wants to take stock of what other cities are doing, like San Francisco just put artists and hospitality workers on their priority list for vaccinating them. New Orleans has a nightlife clinic, like for musicians and culture bearers, you know, which is like the larger scope of like all the folks we're talking about here in Pittsburgh, and they prioritize them as well. So I think Pittsburgh would be really smart if Pittsburgh could get on that and get their culture bearers and hospitality people vaccinated. Yeah, I mean, hit up Lifeline, even if like this is a conversation we're all having together. So you can hit us up if you know the magic lever to pull to get hospitality workers and nightlife workers on that list.
I mean, we're late enough in the game. We're late enough in the game that I think that it should be happening now. You know what I mean? If the president Biden said, you know, by the end of May, anybody that wants a shot can get one. I think you can give it a little goose and get us to April, get us to the beginning of April for entertainment workers. But we'll see how that goes.
I'm just going to say one more thing about that. I think it's, at least from a food perspective, you know, saying that those were essential businesses at the beginning of this whole thing and that you could remain open so people could still get food in a really restricted environment that's been all over the place, but then they're not considered essential workers at this point. But at the beginning of the pandemic, everyone was given a choice, like, you can keep your business open at 25%. And you are an essential worker, you're not technically losing your job. You still have a job. Like a lot of people were put in a terrible position of having to choose to go to work at their restaurant for reduced pay, and possibly somebody like being combative about their unemployment claim. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like when this whole thing is happening. So why in the hell are we not essential workers listed in 1A at this moment? It's blowing my mind there.
Right, especially like in 2 weeks, we're going to be reopening to 70%, and then half of these people aren't vaccinated at all. Like,
but what does that mean? You know what I mean?
Well, I guess like what I'm thinking though, like the thing that scares me is like you're already seeing people like with the dick noses, you know, wearing their masks like this. You open things to 70%. In some regards, it gives the message that everything's moving in the right direction, which means people are going to start to forget to bring their masks, start to put it on, you know, like,
or people are going to say, people that don't have the vaccine are like, I'm not wearing a mask. I'm vaccinated, whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean?
don't care if you are. I am
fully vaccinated. Ted Cruz just pulled that shit.
Right.
We got some things. Philadelphia prioritized their food workers to 1A. If you smoke, you can get a shot, says Aaron Hart. Restaurant workers should be prioritized immediately so folks have some type of health security. Before April 4th, they are essential workers. They matter, says Casey.
Right.
That's absolutely right. I mean, I know we're preaching to the choir with the four of us here right now, but hopefully maybe somebody's listener can talk to somebody that knows somebody to just move this along. It's a no-brainer right now. It's like the film tax credit. You're going to make money off of it. There's your stimulus right there to give. Like you give everybody confidence to go that they're not going to get COVID, or you know what I mean, and whatever comes for them, because I don't even want to get into that.
It's like Mark said.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, like you were saying, like how they were like kind of mincing things up, where it's like it's like a lack of foresight to be like, we're going to open you guys up so you can go at it, but we're not going to make it safe. It just doesn't seem like anyone is understanding the impact that the food and beverage and hospitality and entertainment has on Pittsburgh as a whole. Of like the whole town is going to be better if we can all come back safely, right?
And like Lauren was saying earlier, it's so interconnected. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If people aren't just going to the show, you know what I mean? They're going to get a drink. You know what they're having oysters and bubbles.
They're doing that whole night that we just talked about.
And let's check. Speaking of that, let's check in on the poll right now. How's the voting?
Let's talk
Go
about
ahead, Lauren.
let's look at the poll, because I was just about to say, like, how many people have these vaccines that are going to like all these locations?
Right. All right. Dave, check me in. All right. So it's 50% Ritters.
Wow.
21% mosh pit, 21% leaving the club at dawn, and only one person likes those oysters and bubbles, Kate.
Well, maybe they just like don't have money right now for oysters and bubbles.
All right.
Yeah.
I feel
I
that.
mean, I personally would vote for the Ritters. That's me.
We should have made it canned clams and icy lights or something.
What?
Okay, Lauren, what would you choose from this right now as we segue here?
Man, this is hard because like I would do all of these. This is like very indicative of like
this was a night
work night for me.
This was a night in your life.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think leaving the club at dawn, just because, you know, that's probably I don't know, it's the mosh pit and leaving the club at dawn. To me, there's just absolutely nothing like seeing people respond to music. And like music in person, you know, like this whole headphone life that we got going on, even if you have great speakers at home, you are missing out on a full body experience that we'll only have like when these types of events can come back, and they change you. They really do. So.
I mean, I don't know about the full changing thing, but in live theater, the realm that I come from, it's the same thing. Just to being in the room when it's happening is, there's something to that. Before we move on, Sarah D'Addario said, luckily, Ritters has all those nurses.
Wow. Maybe we should turn Ritters into a vax site.
I think it already is for so many other things.
What about those vax memes? Is there a vax meme for Ritters? Like, you don't need the vaccine if you've been to this place, which is a terrible meme, but I think of that.
I think it's
something like that.
Kate, where do you fall? A, B, C, or D? You said Ritters?
I mean, I said Ritters because at that point I've already left the club at dawn, and I'm thinking food all the time. But I think Lauren's right. I mean, there's nothing like that moment of a shared experience, especially like exchanging that kind of energy, dancing for me. And then when you're leaving, it's just like it's good. So I would say probably the in between, like leaving the club and then eating my grilled cheese. Like that's what I want.
Pete?
Oh, this one's tough. Yeah, it's somewhere between the mosh pit and the club at dawn.
All right.
Ooh.
I buy that. Have you ever been accidentally in a mosh pit?
Oh,
where it just happened? What's that story, Kate?
okay. So, Mazzy Star and
Sounds like the strangest mosh pit already.
Oh my god! I'm like
The saddest mosh pit of all times.
Oh my god! I'm like blanking on who she opened or who they opened for. Obviously, I'm dating this, but I was not expecting a mosh pit. I went to see fucking Mazzy Star, and I happened to be rolling something in my hand at that moment. And it started, I lost my shoes. I got beat the fuck up. I like threw up by the time I got out of it. I was like in it. Like I was just being like tossed around like a piece of dough.
A piece of dough. All right, Lauren.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So right before COVID, like, oh my gosh, I have stitches from it. Like I was touching my little scar the other day and had this like flashback, but it was like right before COVID. And there was this warehouse show by this artist Dream Crusher that I just like adore, but they're super intense shows where it's completely blacked out. It's completely fogged out. And I was and it's so loud that you really don't know where you are. And I walked my rave mom ass up to the front and was like so ready for it. And I got just like flung across the room. And because it was pitch black, like I have no idea what I hit. And now this is like, people are like, I'll never go to a mosh pit again. I'll never go to a show. But I was being very risky because I was just so excited. And it was just a freak accident that I got like flung across the stage and I got cut. And like everyone, but to like the sheer grit of everyone that works these types of events that I trust, like everyone took care of me and I'm fine. I'm here to tell the story. And like, I don't know, it's a risk sometimes you might take, but I think I was kind of asking for it. This
would have been like 1999 or something. I was working at Star Lake Amphitheater and it was Ozfest and like Seven Dust was going to play. And there was just, everybody was just kind of chilling on the lawn. So I just decided I had to get to the backstage area. So I just cut across the lawn. And as I was cutting across the lawn, they played like this crazy, and it just hit, right? So the entire lawn turned into a mosh pit where just the dirt and dust from the ground was like this. And I was in the middle of it, and it was like elbows and like a raging mosh pit, not just like a happier mosh pit, if there is such a thing. Mm-hmm. And I literally felt like I was literally in war. I was in like Bull in the Ring. It was one of the craziest, because I'm like sitting there, I'm carrying all this shit that I'm supposed to take to people backstage, mm-hmm. like the bands and stuff, and I'm like, it was literally, it was absolute insanity. I think I went down once, and wow. I did like a commando roll and like had to get back up as quickly as possible. It was, it was terrible. I think it was Seven Dust, to let you know the kind of mosh pit
wow.
it was. Yeah,
wow.
that was the band.
Just last thought on mosh pits. I mean, people, they have a history of being super broy and aggro, but I mean,
this was broy and aggro.
Yeah, mosh pits are everywhere. I mean, like, I think a mosh pit, like in 2019, I was curating a festival in Canada, in Vancouver. It's called New Forms. And I think one of the most beautiful mosh pits turned like mass makeout experience I've ever had was at this festival. And it was like one of our showcases where it was like this amazing like performance art meets like rave show. And it was like these artists called House of Kenzo, who are from Houston. It's like this big weird queer collective. And they just whipped a room of like 1,000 people up into a frenzy. Like they had them by like the palm of their hand, just doing all sorts of stuff. And, you know, at some point, like everyone was kind of performing together. And then at one point it turned into this kind of like mosh pit scenario. And then it was just everybody kissing. And it was like one of the most wonderful experiences I've ever witnessed. And because I was like responsible for it, I wasn't participating in it necessarily, but I was just sitting there like this the whole time, like, just so incredibly happy. It was probably like one of the happiest moments of my life.
That's not cool.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you something right now. You're not going to find that on Zoom.
Yeah,
you're not going to find that at home with some headphones on.
You can't mash faces together on Zoom. But I can only hope for the day. I can only hope for the day that happens again. It's just amazing.
That was great. So right now we're gonna segue into what Kate ate. Lauren, you can please hang out for it. We're just talking about local takeout and stuff that Kate did. But everybody at home right now, if you're still with us on this topic, nightlifeline.org. Get on it. Give them some money. Give them some support. Tell everybody about it. You know what? Just post the link on your social media. Put it on Facebook. Put it on your Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Do whatever you got to do. Make that happen. And Lauren, we're going to keep you around, but thank you so much again for everything you're doing.
You're welcome. Thanks for giving a shout out to Night Lifeline.
All right. It's our pleasure. So segueing nicely here right now, we're going to go to a little thing called What Kate Ate with Kate Romane. Each week, Chef Kate Romane goes to several different takeout establishments, gets food, takes it out, comes back, tells us about it. She even takes pictures. Let's see what Kate ate this week with Chef Kate Romane.
Wow. Yeah, it's hard to follow up the mosh pit makeout, though. I mean,
sorry.
Anyway,
well, maybe I'll crack mine.
I don't know. Okay.
On that note, mosh pit makeout.
Going to brown. Okay, what did I eat? I ate. We did the we're still in fish fry season.
Oh gosh, we
It's
are.
still fucking going on, man.
Kate, I'm a
No,
little
no.
concerned about your cholesterol after how many fish fries you've been to.
Goddamn Lent, man.
Oh yeah, I'm getting a full blood panel done after this time. Like, oh no. Yeah, so JC's still got some marinating to do before he really does the big act at the end. So we do have one more fish fry this week. And then it's like the big finale in another week. So, but so much good fish fry happening. Everybody's doing a goddamn fish fry. Fat Fisk is doing a fish fry. And I know that I did them right at the beginning of this, but Nick does delicious food. And this was just more of it. It's different though. He did two different like fish patty types, like not a full battered. No chance of that guy sliding out of his fish batter skin.
Wait, how describe this to me here? What you're talking about? Because I'm thinking of like two fillet of fish sandwiches on top of each other. What are you talking about?
No, it's like a fish. It's like a crab cake of fish.
Oh,
Different
okay.
styles,
It's not two pieces of fish.
No.
It's like you gutted two fish sticks, you put all together, and you made a sandwich.
Yeah, breaded, also fried.
Mm-hmm.
One was kind of like really. One had a real spicy thing going on, and maybe some pickled celery. I think it was dynamite. I loved it. I think he's making his own buns. It certainly looked that way. They had little seeds on them. They were real good. It was real good. And the other one was just a little bit more approachable. I think it had like a very light coleslaw, possibly. Speaking of coleslaw, that was like probably one of my favorites. He did a sauerkraut coleslaw.
Sauerkraut coleslaw. I like it
not
already.
mayonnaise then.
It was a little bit of mayonnaise. It was almost like pickled, fermented, and then he added a little bit of like definitely homemade ale. Like it was fucking good. Oh my God.
So it wasn't like the Permane, the coleslaw.
No.
All right, go ahead.
No. He did mac and cheese. Nick is a fantastic menu writer. So it was called macaroni casserole, I think is how I described it. It's just
That
great
sounds
writer,
a little fancier.
Yeah. It was great mac and cheese. There were French fries, a really good like tomato sauce that he made, and pierogies, which are dynamite with like a very soured cream, but not your traditional sour cream. And rice pudding for the end. I think there was something else. What was it? I don't know.
And where is this located?
So he has a tiny little spot out in Shaler.
I love that. My sister lives out that way.
Mount Royal.
Yeah. Mount Royal Road. I think it's called the Royal Market. He's calling it the Royal Market. I think you can order online.
This looks amazing.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, he does fantastic food, so it was no surprise it was going to be delicious. So go on the website.
My dad lives not far from there too. Now I keep forgetting. Wow.
Yeah,
I'm gonna send my dad there this week.
Oh, and there was like a halushki that had some smoked fish in it. Also fucking killer. Great stuff.
So halushki smoked fish. So fish is the thing. There it is right there. Dave Mansueto, again, props to you, sir. You are on top of your game. All right, so Fat Fisk fish fry.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It was awesome.
Did you only go to one fish fry this week, or were there multiple?
Just one. I gotta fucking pump the brakes, man. I'm feeling it in my arteries.
I understand.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and do Becca's this weekend, and then that's it. I think the Black Radish is gonna do for the Good Friday, for the beginning of the big weekend for JC. We're gonna do a fancy fish dinner that has no fried like items in it, but you can go on.
Okay, I hate to interrupt right now, but are you watching the Stanley Tucci Italy thing in CNN?
No.
Okay.
Right, I think I'll cry. I don't, during the entire pandemic, I've been like, it's not like I've been to Italy like a bunch of times or anything, but I just, like when I think about going somewhere, it's like, I just want to go to Italy.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I just want to go there and like be in that culture, eat all that food. And I know he's doing it, so I'll just be like,
You look like it. Sorry. Oh my God. That's amazing. No, I'm sorry. Pepper
Patrick's
just came
like
through
three
dressed
places right now.
no, Pepper came, I tried to mute it. Pepper came through just like a dragon, and it was a whole different thing. But yeah, no, I agree. Watching this thing, I don't want to like put like a thing on it, but watching this thing is escapism to the 10th power. I am half sad and half like remembering how shit used to be. It's kind of like that kind of thing. But there was a feature on a certain dish that you have made from time to time that was featured in a film called The Big Night.
oh, the timpano.
Yeah, 3 different kinds of timpano in one place.
What?
Yeah, just saying. Okay, but we'll get to that later. Check out everybody at home. Check out the Stanley Tucci TV show. All right, so what else we got?
So the other place I went, which I've only and the other thing is like going out to Mount Royal or to the Royal Market he's got a cute little window, very safe, good to go.
Melissa Martin thinks you're very beautiful, just so you know. Okay.
So the other place I went, which I feel like I'm just gonna butcher this name. It's called Senyai. It's on Ellsworth Avenue. It's Thai. It means big or fat noodle, and it's Snacks, the dog back here who's snoring back there. He had a little bit of a vet situation this week. So this place is right next to the vet. It is so fucking good. Thai food. The spring rolls were just full of vegetables, which I need, obviously, in my diet. We've all been keeping track of how terrible I've been eating this whole time. So
it's working for you right now. I'm telling you. Look, I mean, you're getting love letters from the audience. I mean, look at you. I mean, I'm just saying, it works on you.
Anyway, so I got some curry, some red curry with vegetables. Just went veggie, and I got these spring rolls, which were super fresh, just tasted good. And they have a really, you can order through their website, and they also have a walk-up window that's super easy to use and very safe. I don't think they're doing any indoor dining at this moment.
What about delivery?
I think that they do. I think they're on the apps. I think they have, I think they might be on Grubhub.
So this gives the Chef Kate Romane seal of approval?
100%. I think I've gotten Thai from there one other time, but it's just not in my
Where
radar.
are they on Ellsworth? Give me like landmark.
Okay. Do you the Laundry Factory.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Like right down, it used to be it's in the building that was Fajita Grill like 100 million years ago, because I'm a person from Pittsburgh I'm not from Pittsburgh, but I've adopted this thing where I'm like, it's where blah, blah, blah used to be.
It's a very,
That makes you legit.
Yeah.
That's very legit.
It's legit. I was actually looking for that. So you just described it perfectly for me. Where the Fajita Grill used to be. Yes.
So,
got it. Good.
That's what I ate this week. I also I don't know if I got those pictures in, but I right before the rain hit, Emma and I went out to Page's Dairy and had some ice cream cones in the back of the truck. It was really great.
Dave, do we have anything from Page Dairy? Do we have any photos from that? Oh my goodness, there it is. So what did you have there?
So she got a twist cone with the peanut dip, and I got a small vanilla cone crunch dip. We almost went like full throttle and got a milkshake to share, but then we thought that's a lot of dairy in the middle of the afternoon. And also there's plenty of time to go back to Page's Dairy.
Yeah, it is weird when you go to a place and you forget that it's in your city and it's going to be open for at least 8 months and or forever. Right. And you just want to like load up and buy everything on the menu. I told you, we went to Paris 66 the one time and Eileen was like, oh yeah, well, let's just get this. Well, we're here. We might as well get this, this, and this. And I'm like, we're not actually in Paris. We're 2 blocks from our house. Like legit, like we can come back. But they have the blueberry soft serve at Page Dairy.
They do. They also have an oat milk soft serve now.
What?
Yeah,
Oat milk?
All right.
oat milk, like the oat milk. So I
Wow.
hear that's what I hear from my sources, but I did not get it.
Okay,
But I
well,
did get. I
exciting.
really want.
Oh.
They have a banana split barge.
A barge.
It's called banana barge or something. It's basically a banana split, but I think huge. So
Don't they make their own cookies and stuff there too? Like,
we
isn't that
need
like
Missy Moreno. We need to get Missy Moreno in on this.
yeah. No,
The
it's
barge,
I think
okay,
maybe
'cause-
Nancy Bees.
That would be cool, though. If you know, most banana splits come in those little canoe-looking boat little things, right? Like typically, right?
Yeah.
If you made a square one, you know, and called it the barge, that would be a very Pittsburgh thing.
Yeah, it just comes on a giant piece of styrofoam. You can actually float it if you wanted to.
it comes on like a lunch tray? It's got to come on like one of those big lunch trays, those brown lunch trays or something.
Whenever pools open up again, we need to like roll that one out because you could just put those out in the Bloomfield pool and be floating with your banana barge.
I'm just gonna
Just
set
a
it right.
snack tray. It's like a new charcuterie board, but for like the Bloomfield pool.
I think I'm
If-
gonna anchor it to my deck and be in the pool just eating it. That's gonna be
If that is the thing that comes from this pandemic, it will have been worth it. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite. But I would think about it. Anyway, we've got a question for Bunny. Wait, Bunny's still there. The Bunny cam is there.
What's up, Bunny?
Okay, guys. So one last time, should we check in? Oh, Kate, is there anywhere else that you went?
no. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
but if there's any place anyone has any suggestions that I go, let me know.
Have you tried Viridis in the South Side?
I haven't yet. I heard it's really good though. Wait, did you go there? Somebody went there recently that I was like, wow, that looks delicious.
I went there last week. I got the fish sandwich, the banana leaf or banana.
Mm.
So what's the part of the banana that everyone's using now?
The banana.
No, it's not the
Banana?
banana. It's like the banana, like it's like the part of the flour or something. Maybe that's what it is. The banana flour or something.
Banana boat. The banana boat.
It's not the boat. It's god damn it, I can't remember.
Banana
now.
split. Banana split.
But they use it, and like Onion Maiden's been using it. Is like a meat substitute. So,
Oh, I don't know.
damn it.
Bernie Banana might be one of Dave's best.
I'm loving these names.
Yeah, the names are awesome.
Dave is he's a caged rampaging beast. He needs an outlet. And Dave, come out here. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Is you banana boat or banana barge?
Or mosh pit.
Banana blossom. The blossom.
The blossom. That's it. Yeah.
Sarah
Banana
D'Addario knows
blossom.
what's up.
I don't know.
Okay, well, you're the chef. You
Oh,
should know
that's
these things.
Danielle, that's a good point. Kate, have you tried the veggie dog at IKEA? It's fucking delicious.
Oh,
Danielle,
stop it! They only have meatballs, and those aren't even meat.
No, they do. Have you ever had the veggie meatballs they have?
I don't eat at IKEA.
You should eat at IKEA. IKEA's got pretty good food, and it's so
I
fucking
mean, the
cheap.
meatballs are good. The
So
cinnamon roll,
they do the veggie meatballs, and those are good. But they do the They
Come
put
for the
it's
shitty
same
plywood,
thing.
stay for the meatballs and veggie burgers or whatever.
Man,
That's.
I went out there last week just to get the veggie dog.
Are you serious?
I did.
Really?
I did. Yeah. I took my daughter there about a month ago, and I got there's 75 cents, and it's just like a veggie. It's like the veggie burger patty, but it's like in the shape of a hot dog. They put pickled onions and like a spicy honey mustard on it.
Does
with like
anything? I'm sorry.
wait, you drove to Robinson? To fucking get a 75 cents?
yes, I did. What else do I have to do? It
I was going to
my
say
night
somebody
out.
needs get this guy a job. Could somebody get this guy working? We got to end this pandemic quick.
Danielle was there with me, and she had one.
I mean, I'm sure it's good, but you didn't pick up, like, you didn't fall into, like, buying, like, new glassware. I feel like I can't.
Did you come in?
I
Did you
don't
go in
to,
the
like-
exit? Did you go in the exit door just to get to the?
No, I bought some picture frames.
Or
They
did you
have
go on?
cheap
The,
picture
did you
frames.
go
You
through the
did.
labyrinth
Okay,
to
bought
get
some,
there,
yeah.
like the yellow brick road of arrows?
Yeah.
To get to wove around, and then you get your veggie dog.
It's fucking good. I'm telling you.
You've told us. You've told us
it's
with
pickled
expletives.
cabbage too. It's pickled cabbage, not pickled onion. It's delicious. So I got it. So the first time I went about a month ago
for this
with my daughter, and I was like, "Do you want one?" And she's like, "No," but I know she doesn't like mustard, or like she's like kind of iffy on the pickled cabbage. So I was like, "All right, I'll have 2 veggie dogs or 3 veggie dogs, 2 regular, 1 plain, nothing on it, which is just ketchup or whatever." And they gave me the 3. We got to the car. I pulled out mine. I took a bite. I asked her if she wanted it. She's like, I don't know. And I was like, just take a bite. So she took a bite. She's like, this is pretty good. And she ended up eating the rest of that hot dog and then the full other hot dog and left me with the plain one. So I was a little bummed out about that. So last week she was like, or was it this week? It was this week, Tuesday. I asked her if she wanted anything. She said she wanted the veggie dog from IKEA. So I was like, well, I have a couple hours. I'll drive out to IKEA. I need to get some picture frames, and Danielle went with me, and we got
Amanda has a link. It's got its own video. Dave, if you can pull that up. I mean, I think hopefully it doesn't copyright and shut us down. If it does, hit us up on Twitch, folks.
It's good. It's good.
Hey, if you're still watching, kick in a couple of bucks at Together PGH, or instead go to nightlifeline.org and whatever money you were going to kick into the show, please kick it there. You don't have to go to IKEA for the 75-cent hot dog. Although, if you go to the IKEA and buy a 75-cent hot dog, for every 75-cent hot dog you buy, Pete's going to donate 25 cents to Night Lifeline.
That's our challenge.
That's our challenge. So you would all take a picture of you with these veggie dogs, and each picture that comes in, as long as they're different dogs, Pete will donate a quarter. That's 25 cents, guys.
That's not the veggie dog.
It might be, dude.
No, it doesn't look like that. It looks like they're veggie meatballs.
Wait, the hot dog looks like that. What is this?
What's happening?
Oh.
Amanda, are you hypnotizing us?
Seed,
what
I
is
think.
Amanda doing it? Was that a sesame seed from a 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickled onions?
This is
Jess is here. What's up, Jess?
I'm telling you, the veggie
She's saying
delicious.
what's up?
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Oh, long lost pal. What's up?
You know,
this
she
is
was
someone I've known for years. We go way back.
Well, she was on the show a couple of weeks ago, schooling us on the fried fish phenomenon in Pittsburgh. Okay, get this video off.
This is abject.
Oh my God, that is it. That's
doing?
it. I think that's not an IKEA commercial. I think that's just some people. Let's get it off. This is or whatever, Dave. Leave it on there. I don't care. Plant-based, so you know it's based, but does that mean that there's only plant? That's what I'm concerned about.
It's delicious.
Okay,
I'll check it out. So Sally Wiggins mentioned the maybe my next phase is like I go from fish fry to just hot dogs. My doctor's gonna love that. It's gonna be great.
Sally would approve. We have to get Sally back on the show.
Into the sheets hot dogs. So
she's into that.
Yeah, and
that's her favorite. Sally Wiggins, and she knows what's up.
When I walk out and there's someone without a mask and they come too close to me, I'm just racked with fear, and then I want to punch them in the face.
So good.
You know what? When Sally was on the show, she had no idea that we were going to play that thing on just about 65, 75 episodes after that episode aired. We just anytime it comes up about masks, we just throw to Sally. And she's been on the show since. We actually haven't had time to cut up her second interview, which was hotter than the first.
Yeah.
It was not safe for prime time.
But it was but hey, next time. So anyway, Dave, what are you thinking here? Jess came late, but if you needed to come back on for a hot dog episode, let us just know. All right,
next Thursday, let's do a hot dog episode.
Do you want to
I think they gotta eat hot dogs all week, babe.
You don't have to eat hot dogs all week like the dude in what was that movie with the hot dog eating contest? What was that one?
I don't know. Every 4th of July.
Ghostbusters. Thanks, Dave. that's his go-to for anything. What was that one? What was the name of that movie? What was that movie where Spartacus was and he's like Ghostbusters? Yes, it was Ghostbusters. What were you going to say, Lauren?
Oh, you just got me thinking about like professional hot dog eaters. Like, do we have any professional hot dog folks in Pittsburgh? That's what I want to watch. want to see that go down.
Have you ever seen like the hot dog eating contests where people aren't just eating like the wieners, they're eating like the bun too. And there's a dude, he dunks the bun and the hot dog in the water and then doesn't even chew the thing.
Nope.
Right? He
Like
just,
a snake.
like a snake. He just gobbles that thing down, and he's like 136 pounds, and he's like 5'10".
Yeah, it's mesmerizing.
It's something.
Reminds me of that mosh pit that you were at.
Yeah, it's just like that. Yeah,
where it started off rough, and then it just got real smooth. Real smooth.
It's all love in the end, really.
It's all, and you know what? I think that's how we should probably end the episode here. It's all love in the end. I want to thank everybody for coming out.
Where do we stand on the poll?
Where do we stand on the poll? I think that
Dave, you want to wrap up the poll?
Or are we doing a hot dog thing? I mean, what are we going to do? A hot dog? Each person gets a hot dog that they have to check off. R.I.P.O.
I'll do that. I'm trying to eat a hot dog next week.
All right, it's Ritter's has run away with it. 50% of the vote.
Wow,
classic.
11% goes to the oysters and bubbles because you cake eaters know how to party. The mosh pit. I thought the mosh pit did overtake the leaving the club at dawn, which is kind of cool because that story would have turned anybody. I think the mosh pit time. Before we go, Pete, do you have any mosh pit stories?
I have lots of mosh pit stories.
Anything worth telling?
I mean, every
did
year
anybody make out, or did you ever get jumped?
Well, actually, the best one I think is it's 2018 at Petonkatink.
Kenny G.
What Cheer Brigade was playing, and the mosh pit, happens, but it's like a very happy mosh pit.
It's a hoppy,
people are crowd.
A hoppy one.
It's happy. People are being, carried around, and I decided to put my daughter to allow her to crowd surf, and so she crowd surfed, and then her best friend ran over to me and was like, Pete, can I crowd surf? And so I picked her friend up, who's like 10 at the time, and then she crowd surfed, and then her little sister came over and was like, Pete, can I crowd surf? And then like during the mosh pit, there were like waves of like 8-year-old kids just
my God.
crowd surfing.
That's a dream.
But everyone was like so nice about it. Like the craziness kind of stopped, and everyone's just carrying these kids, and it was like beautiful. It was like, so.
Are you like the best dad in the world? What the fuck? You're like, I'll drive 2 hours to get you that fucking hot dog, and
you can crowd surf.
The letting her crowd surf is one thing, but the friends though. I'm just saying that's a risk. Your kid, hey, it's your kid,
right?
But it's somebody else's kid and their little sister,
and then then a series of other kids,
and then every kid wanted to do it, and it just turned into
it was kind of nuts. And after a while, we had to be like, okay, no more kids crowd surfing because people did want to get kind of crazy again. But anyway,
and it just turned into like everybody like waiting like. Like when Eddie Vedder jumped off the balcony in the Even Flow video, no one could really party because they had to wait there to catch him. Yeah. 1991.
The first Petonkatink, a 13-year-old
get a reaction out of you.
The first Petonkatink, a 13-year-old kid did it. I can't remember. He came up to me and I couldn't tell how old the kid was. But after the show, he was like, that was the coolest experience. And his dad came up to me and was like, I just want to thank you for letting my kid crowd surf. And I was like, I didn't let him crowd surf. He just like, everyone just started going ape shit. And 13-year-old kid crowd surf. He said,
but you made that happen. You're making memories happen. And that's why we need to get Petonkatink back. And all these things have like, these are stories that have stuck with you. Now it's going to stick with everybody else, sticking with these kids, sticking with everything. It's all about us kind of being together. So that's what we're missing. So do what you can to help people in the short term and figure out what you can do for the long term when this thing gets back. Lauren, thank you for everything you're doing. Kate, thank you. Oh, shit, real quick. Allegheny Eats added 2 new people.
Yeah, super exciting. Scratch, doing a bunch of cool kits. And then also Sherry over at Square Cafe is on there. So you can do, now there's like a whole other genre. You can do brunch stuff with her. Super great. Check out Allegheny Eats. Also doing great work for the community. So worth every penny.
Everybody get in there. There's so many people doing so many great things. And I'm I'm curious to see how things are going to carry on after this is over, because these ideas, these things are not going to go out of style, unfortunately.
Dave, I'm sending you a photo of my daughter crowd surfing.
All right, so we're gonna hold rolling the credits until we put this photo that'll match this. Pete, how did you hold off on this story?
Yeah.
You guys were talking. I didn't want to interrupt.
This is gold, man. This is a Gem Mint 10. This is like a QVC cubic zirconia right here.
It was pretty sweet.
Those kids are gonna remember that forever.
It's amazing.
Did you get that, Dave? All right, he's bringing it up now.
All right, Dave's bringing it up now. But thank you all. We're going to be back tomorrow. Natalie Bensavenga and Dave Brace, you're going to be... Oh, my
God.
Oh.
That's beautiful. That's a great photo. Holy shit.
That's what we want to get back to.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, my God. You can just feel that moment. That's awesome.
Yeah, I just got chills. Ah, shit, I miss everything.
Yeah.
You know, this is getting me. Kate doesn't want to watch the Stanley Tucci show. This is what's killing me right here. But anyway, thank you all very much again. I'm saying thank yous for the 5th time, but I mean it. Thank you all very much. Tomorrow night we are going to be back on. Natalie Bensavenga's got a crazy 5 minutes with. It's like a 2-parter. It's a double header. So that'll be here. Dave Bracey's got some new news that he's cracking from Drinking Partners and Barrel and Flow Fest. And maybe Pete will have the new logo for him tomorrow, or maybe not. But you got to tune in and you got to find out. So on behalf of everybody here, Dave, Pete, myself, Lauren, Kate, Snacks, and anybody else who's coming on, Jess, if you're still watching. And are you guys serious? You want to do the hot dog thing for next Thursday?
I'm in. I want a hot dog right now.
Lauren, you want to come back and do the hot dog thing?
I'll do the hot dog thing.
Okay. All right. Yeah. This is good. If you can't be on, videotape yourself with a hot dog and we'll go from there. All right. So so should we all section off? Somebody gets a hot dog from a different place, and are we saying that you can't buy a hot dog and make it at your house, right? This has to be like a takeout hot dog, or you can make your own takeout hot dog.
I think takeout hot dog.
Pete, takeout hot dog. Dave,
wait, I can only do veg.
Yeah, veggie. That's the problem.
Veggie dogs.
Oh, it has
Dave
to be
and I veggie
dogs.
You're gonna break me, man. I'm so close to Frankie's. Woo.
They'll do a veggie dog.
They have a veggie dog at Frankie's?
So. If they did that, my mind would be blown.
They just put a French fry on a bun. That's it.
You walk by Frankie's, you smell like Frankie's. For
they charge you $2 and punch you in the face. That's what happens if you.
Especially if you put. What's funny is if you literally, I was going there to get a hot dog, but I had an audition. There's a casting director in the Blackbird Lofts, so I parked at Frankie's lot, went in to do the audition, and went to come back, and they were ready to kill me because I parked in their lot. On their side of the lot, and I was like, I'm getting a hot dog in a minute, and they were like, fuck, you're not getting a hot dog. And I was like, oh my god,
not anymore.
Well, I'm not going to get hot dogs for you, Patrick.
No hot dogs.
All right, so
if the audience can't be there, send in your hot dog videos. Send in your hot dog videos. We'll put them together in a montage of hot dog videos.
You've got a week. Jess, I'm talking to you. All right, so and anybody else out there that's watching, send us your hot dog videos, and we will run them along with what we talk about a week from tonight on what Kate ate, and we could even make it what Kate's eating, because that could be something too.
I'll eat a damn hot dog on the show. Hell yeah!
Nice.
ATP goes to hot dog hell.
We need to separate who's getting, so we don't eat the same hot dog.
We should probably do it off air, but you know what? Let's do it now. All right. So, what are some hot dog places? I mean, do they have to be a hot dog place? There's a place with a hot dog on it.
We'll be competing for Onion Maiden, right, Pete?
Can I call one? Can I call a hot dog? Can I call a place?
Start it off.
I'm calling D's 6-packs and dogs.
Shit, bitch, it's right from the house.
I know, man.
It's not far from me either. I was like, I'll just go to D's.
Everybody was just gonna go to D's.
All right.
What if I did the get-go hot dog?
I was gonna say I'll do Sheets.
I love that. Sheets,
I'll do get-go.
I don't have to do D's if somebody else wants it. I was just saying that because it's the closest.
You got
but then I'm sorry, but Pete, I kind of want to do the IKEA. I got to figure out if I can.
You know what? I'll go out to IKEA. I'll get everyone to IKEA dogs, and I'll do the drop. I'll do the drop like I did with the paczkis and with the pierogi. We'll We'll do the IKEA drop.
Whoop.
Okay.
I'm not
Dave's
sending you
looking
another
for it.
video. like I get this is the Ponchki face.
But you guys are all going to owe me 75 cents.
I'll Venmo, babe.
I will Venmo that to you right now. And speaking of Venmos, at Together PGH. But okay, folks. I've been doing like the long goodbye here for 22 minutes. So thank you. Oh, Frank Shuari says Aaron Hagen. Oh shit! Before we forget, every Wednesday night on Alone Together Pittsburgh, we have a Buy Fresh, Buy Local segment brought to you from Farm to Table. So if you go to farmtotablepa.com, you can find out everything you need to know about keeping it fresh, keeping it local, where your local farmers markets are, where you get your CSAs, how to connect with the farmers. And every Thursday, they do a Q&A with people like this last Thursday was Doug Oster. He's on every Thursday. You cannot miss it. Go check them out. Farm to Table PA. Keep it fresh, keep it local. All right. So that's it. We're going to sign off here. Thank you all very much. Good night. And we'll be back tomorrow. And Lauren, Kate, Pete, Dave, and myself, we're going to be doing hot dogs on Thursday. Send us your hot dog videos. Thank you.
Cool.
Nightlifeline.org.
Thank you.
Noit.